Now, admittedly, when I started making this video yesterday, it was going to be about the Voigtlander 40mm 1.2 and, shooting it at 1.2 outside, no lights, just plain straight photography, if you will. And, stopping it down to see if I can get critical focus, blah, blah, blah. But, when it came down to it, it was just the joy of shooting again. And it really was. It just turned into, I don't give a shit about anything right now. I don't care about stopping the lens down. I just want to enjoy shooting. And, seeing the images on the back of the camera were spectacular. So I did stop down in some, but I just didn't take note of it. I didn't care. Because at that point, I just wanted to shoot, have fun, and enjoy the time. I invited a friend just to walk around our little city and shoot. So, then it came to me this morning when I pulled my camera out of the bag just to hold it. I was watching a video on a Micro Four Thirds camera. I don't know which one it was. But I'm not going to buy a Micro Four Thirds. I don't like. There's nothing wrong with them. I think they're fantastic. And someone asked me if they should get this camera with this lens, and I looked at the lens and the camera. It was the Olympus 40 to 150 or something that equals an 80 to 300, and it got such great reviews. I just said yes, it would be perfect for you because it is perfect for them. Anyway, way off track here. The one reviewer said there was one of the cameras he was using, the power switch was on this side, and he said this is a deal breaker for me because I have to use two hands to use the camera. And I was like, wait a second. When people talk about their work, especially artisans, I made this with these two hands. There's a lot to that. And it goes into the Leica system, the Leica M cameras especially, that I created these images that I'm about to show you through this shoot with these two hands. And to be able to immerse yourself in that experience with the Leica M, using these two hands to create images, it's not just that everybody wants. Now, granted, when I was shooting weddings and so forth with my, the Z1 or the Z7 or the Canon R5 or the Sony A7R4, believe me, I've shot them all. And holding a flash and the camera in one hand was everything for events. But then to go back to photography the way we had to do it back then, and I know nobody wants to hear this because it's, we're advanced now. That experience of creating an image with these two hands just means so much and pulls so much. I don't know, it's more sensory, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But you can feel it and you enjoy it. And it's that experience you just can't match it. Anyway, getting back to the shoot. So I just wanted to shoot, and like I said, I was going to do the 1.2 and the stop down and so forth. And I'm thinking halfway through the shoot because I was enjoying it so much and just enjoying the experience. Like, I have the Voigtlander Apo, the 50 Apo, which is absolutely, positively perfect. Image quality is just near perfect as you can get. So why do I care about this if it's given me the emotional images that I'm looking for, or the shooting experience that I'm looking for? I didn't care about the issues. I didn't zoom in and focus once because I didn't care. If I like the shot and the expression, it's good enough for me. It doesn't have to be critically sharp. It doesn't have to have, near perfection. It just has to take images that I enjoy taking, that I enjoy shooting, and it does that. So why does it matter what this is compared to the Voigtlander Apo? It doesn't matter. The comparison doesn't matter. This is made for an artistic look. And when you do stop it down, it does get sharp, but I don't care. And the funny thing is the last video I did this, I saw the chromatic aberrations, and it was like, oh Jesus, they're bad at times, but okay, I'll just adjust my shooting so I'm not shooting that high contrast backlit kind of stuff as much. And then I was thinking to myself, well, Voigtlander has that F1 that they just put out, the 50 F1. It's like $1,700. But you know what? If it gives me better images, maybe I should upgrade this. And I'm saying, wait a second. My point of this lens is that artistic feeling kind of look, and I get it. So why screw with a good thing? It's small, it's lightweight. The 50 F1 is heavier, bigger. I'm sure it's going to do a better job than this, but I don't care because I like the way this looks. Anyway, here's the shoot. Come back at the end, I'll give you my thoughts on it, and we'll go from there. Well, this day started off at 39 degrees, but it quickly warmed up and it turned out to be a beautiful day. So I figured I'd come, quote, downtown and do a photo shoot with a friend, just to have fun and enjoy ourselves. Anyway, enjoy the shoot. To be honest, that's his Grace. She's we haven't seen each other for a while. She's in school in New York City. Anyway, she's in for the summer, so we get to shoot a little bit. It's always fun shooting with her because it's always casual and easy. No stress, no pressure, just fun. Now, I just decided to walk around the city. We're literally going to do a 2-block walk. Nothing special. We're avoiding the festival they have going on in the middle of the town. It's a small town, small city. Not a lot of skyline here. The buildings are nice. We have some nice buildings and, good places to shoot. But it's not a big city by any means. We're outside of Scranton, Pennsylvania, where the office, quote, took place. But anyway, so when I started shooting at 1.2, and I pulled up the images in the back of the camera, you just get that look, that feel, that makes you happy, I guess. And I think probably within 4 shots in, I stopped down here a little bit to maybe F4. But at this point, I just didn't care. I didn't care if I was shooting 1.2 or F4. I didn't care about focus. I didn't care about anything. I just cared about getting the shots, having some kind of feeling. This is, a little off, but it didn't matter. It was at 1.2. And I didn't care because I love the shots so much. I love the tones. It was spectacular. I used daylight balance on this, and everything else is set manually. I was at probably ISO 64 90% of the time. It did go into hybrid shutter, electronic shutter once or twice, and that's it through the whole shoot, which I loved because we were shooting a lot in the shade. Like this is some harsh sunlight, but it's backlit. And the funny thing is I didn't get that much chromatic aberrations in these shots here, which I thought I would really get pounded with them. But it really wasn't bad. Maybe a couple spots, but nothing major, which is odd because the other day when I shot with a backlit, I got a ton of chromatic aberrations, just in certain images. She wanted to go shoot by these vines, so I said, just go. And I apologize for the whole parking garage shoot, but you have to do it if you walk by a parking garage. I told her not to go close, but yeah, she found a hole. Anyway, once we got that, I was done. This was at 5.6. Otherwise, that would have definitely been way out of focus. Now, I want to apologize for my videoing skills here because I'm always standing in front of the camera, which doesn't help much at all for these kind of videos. But I'm just, like when I'm shooting, I'm not worried about the video part of it, which I should be because, this is videoing for you. So I do apologize for that. I will work on that, I promise. Anyway, this, like just walking around and finding little places to shoot, whether they're sitting on the stairs or leaning against the wall, what else are you going to do? But they're fun. And if you get the emotion out of the person, it doesn't matter where they're at. It's more about the emotion than anything. And this mural that's coming up here on the left, this is done by a local artist, Lee Pauling. Just incredible artist. This isn't her typical work. Her typical murals are just spectacular. But this is gorgeous. It's a map of the city kind of thing and some history and so forth. It's just nice. And it's nice to see this kind of art throughout our town. There's a lot of it, actually. Murals and paintings, and it's nice to see that more businesses are commissioning artists to do this kind of work. So this is coming around the corner to her where she parked. I literally just wanted to walk around the 2-block radius and end up back where she parked. We shot for maybe 40 minutes, that's it, and just enjoyed. And it was so nice to forget about the lens, to care about if I'm shooting at 1.2 or 5.6. It didn't matter at this point because we were having fun. We were enjoying the shoot. I was liking the images. They're not museum images by any means. And this camera work isn't Hollywood by any means, but they were just fun to shoot and enjoyable. And when I opened them up on the computer, iPad, I just enjoyed looking at myself. I enjoyed what I made with my 2 hands. The lens is great. It's my artistic lens. It's my go-to. I'm going to be using it a lot. And when I'm shooting commercial work, I have the Voigtlander Apo, and I don't need better than this lens because it does what I need it to do. Yeah, it does get really sharp when you stop it down. I don't know if I'd say critically, but I don't know if that's the resolution or what it is. But it doesn't matter. It was enjoyable, and I had a fun shoot. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the shoot. Like I said in the beginning, stopping down, it became secondary to the shoot itself because I was enjoying shooting this lens so much. When you stop this down, it does get rid of the chromatic aberrations a little bit, not completely, but a decent amount. It does sharpen up quite a bit. Now, don't get me wrong, at f1.2, this is sharp, but you have that glow, which would give a perceived not as sharp. But it's a sharp lens, period. And the thing that I like about it is that glow, that artistic look that at 1.2, if I don't hit critical focus on the exact eye, I don't care because I still have that glow and that feeling that this lens produces. And that's more important to me than anything, that final image. Now, I hope you like the images. I know they're not like stellar images, but they're just nice images. And it was a joy to go out and shoot without a strobe system, without anything. That's the other thing with the M11 that I'm realizing that I can trust this camera a little bit more than I could other cameras to pull back highlights and to boost shadows. It's not perfect with highlights, but it's pretty good. Shadows, it's spectacular with, and I'm gaining more and more respect for this, and the artisans who made it. Now, I did watch a video and talk to someone concerning the M11 issues, and it was an issue in the first batch of cameras that was fixed by Leica, so that's a positive note. I'm pretty sure this is one of them that was from the second batch, so I knock on wood, I haven't had any issues with this whatsoever. I haven't even had a lockup. So I'm thinking this is my, well, let me rephrase it. I'm thinking my camera found its forever home this time, so I'm really pleased to say that. So if you were hesitant because of all the issues they were having, Leica did commit to there was an issue and committed that it has been fixed. So that's two positive things. And don't bash the camera company for having those kind of issues. Some things are out of your hands. And as far as price-wise, if you're hesitant, and I know a lot of people will bash Leica because they're so expensive, but I mean, you buy one Sony A1 and one 24-70, and you're at almost $9,000 anyway. And this is what, $8,800 now or whatever. So, it's like saying, hey, I know this is handmade by trained people, and I don't think they should get paid what they're worth. But you're going to sit there and tell somebody that your photography is worth X amount because of your artistic abilities and your knowledge and skills. I know that's kind of harsh, but you know, I would rather pay people to make this by hand and craft this camera by hand, who are skilled artisans who love what they do, than not. It's simple as that. Anyway, I'm done with my random ass rant with all this. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching as always.